Number 5 is discipline. Even in the face of challenges, especially in the face of challenges, manage the outcomes, whatever they may be. What do I mean by that? How to start? When I was into the routine of things during Fittest Loser, I pretty much called my program the Forrest Gump plan. I only did what they told me to do. It was a real food, heavily vegetable, and protein-based diet. There was no bread, definitely no alcohol, difficult part of the program. There was very little rice. There's even a significant restriction on fruit intake. Later on, we even cut dairy from the program, and while that was especially difficult, I also have to say that I noticed a real and positive effect. In the first week alone, I lost 7 pounds, and I averaged a loss of 3 pounds for just about every week thereafter. It was glorious. I'm not going to lie. It was awesome. Clothes that I bought only weeks before the contest began were suddenly too large. I could lift heavier weights. I could take several flights of stairs without seeing stars. And best of all, some of the unexpected outcomes, I was sleeping better. Headaches were virtually a thing of the past. I just felt like smarter, like words came to me faster. And as a writer, that's obviously a very important thing. I just felt like more on my game a lot more of the time. However, I did learn that weight loss is not all sunshine and rainbows. About 1 month in, my hair started to fall out. And that probably sounds bizarre to somebody who hasn't gone through the experience before, but I talked with my hairstylist. I talked with several people who, say, trained for marathons or had significant weight loss or other traumatic events physically. And it almost seems ungrateful to call it a traumatic event, but it's physically a toll on your body to lose weight as quickly as you do on a program such as this. And that's what caused the hair loss. Wrinkles. I don't think that I've got a lot of wrinkles on my face, but they must have benefited to a certain extent from a little extra filling that they had, and suddenly they were more visible. And then maybe the most dramatic positive change was that I didn't so much feel as if I was shrinking as I was deflating, despite a pretty rigorous weights program. I've given birth to 4 children, okay, so no amount of muscle tone was going to pull everything back into place as my body started to shrink. That came later. So as you proceed through the weeks of the At Work Challenge, I'm here to tell you that you will feel more toned over time, but that kind of takes a little bit of time. The toning takes a bit to catch up with the actual loss of the weight, and you may feel uncomfortable in your body during that intermediate time. This picture, by the way, was taken at a Saturday morning boot camp the day after I decided it'd be a brilliant idea to donate at a blood drive. Yeah, that's a whole other tangent for another day, but the short statement I have to make about that is do not donate blood on the day before a boot camp class. All right? And if you decide to donate blood before working out vigorously less than 24 hours later, don't have a Daily Herald photographer in your face while doing it. This is what happens as a result. There we go. Lesson number 6 is resiliency. How do I begin with this one? Have a plan for what you do when you fail, not if, because for as brilliant as I'm sure you all are, you'll need to have a plan for what to do when it happens. At the beginning of April last year, I volunteered to host the meeting of my book club. The book was Love in the Time of Cholera, by the way, which is a super upbeat book for a dreary time of year. I actually highly recommend it, but anyway, I thought I was in the clear, you know. Book clubs, what do you do at book clubs? Well, you nosh on cheese and you enjoy wine. Well, I thought that I was safe because I was the one providing the snacks. went to Trader Joe's and I got everything that looked super healthy. I poured one, ate by myself, and really kept the portions in control. But the thing that brought me down that week was sodium. I am sure that I retained every drop of water I drank the night before. And while it wasn't real, quote unquote, real weight gain, it still felt like a really horrible, very public setback. I'm really glad that I had the foresight to put that album I talked about earlier on Facebook, because I shared that morning the news, and the comments I got in response were super inspirational, maybe more than any other of the entire contest. People came out from all circles of my life, unexpected people who made all kinds of offers, people in my neighborhood, people in my business association, people from my church. The support that I got from all corners was just truly amazing. Here I've got a picture of a group that worked out together. It was burlesque chair dancing for a cause. Oh my gosh, so much fun. And then off to the right there, I'm working out with my friend Cindy, who manages to look adorable while I look like I'm giving birth. So talk about vulnerability. I'm glad I can share that unfortunate photo with you. Here's a place that I'm happy to pause and respond to any questions. I haven't seen any pop up. My admins, I don't see that there are really any questions that people are holding on to, but if you've got them, now is the time. And that's okay if you don't. All right, moving on. Talk about pride. I was buoyed by the volumes of support that were coming my way from friends and strangers alike, frankly. It was that kind of support that helped me to fight off late night cravings and put in extra time in the gym. By the end of April, and with the finale in sight, the paper was going to publish an article about noticeable progress. I shared with the reporter that I was finally able to fit into a dress that I hadn't worn in 5 years. They asked for a picture of it, of me wearing it, and this is the picture that's been looking at you guys on social media when you signed up for the Eventbrite for the webinar today. It's a fancy little number, as you can see. It's not exactly something that you're looking to wear out on any given Tuesday night. I don't remember what we had going on at my house, but I know that it was like after 9 o'clock at night before I had the chance to like actually do my hair, put on full makeup, and have my husband take this picture. I am pretty humble in most regards, but I think I look pretty good in this picture. I'm not going to lie about that. Like I said, though, people who barely knew me were kindly showering me with compliments on a daily basis, which is such a burden, I know. Oh my gosh. Of course, it was wonderful, even for how awkward it made me feel, how evaluated and exposed it all seemed. But here's the thing. My husband really hadn't said a single word about my appearance the entire time. I'm not exaggerating. Some of you on this call might know him. And for anyone who's met him, everybody knows that he's a man of very few words. No one knows that better than I do. And for a long time, I was confident in how he felt about me. We had gotten very comfortable in our marriage over the years. We were celebrating our 18th anniversary this year. But like a lot of marriages, we'd kind of let shorthand and sort of knowing looks take the place of real communication between us. And before I knew it, I'd grown to resent, frankly, the fact that I kind of had to fill in his end of the conversation in my own head. Assumptions, taking place of actual, real validation, on top of which, like kids, jobs, an endless array of distractions, keep pushing that relationship farther down the list. In my personal experience, it wasn't as much a matter of life getting in the way as it was about letting life take control instead of asserting your own will over those aspects that should be in your control. So the fact is, for as lovely as it was to go out to an event, to get together with girlfriends, or even go to church on Sunday and be complimented, the only opinion that really made any difference to me was his. As vain as it may sound, his not telling me that he liked the way I looked was what finally did me in. I finally had the pride, as well as the courage, to ask for the engagement that I'd gone without for years, really. Things came spilling out that I hadn't even realized were sort of festering down below. It's that degree of pride and self-worth that I didn't even realize was missing from my life. And it's one of the things that's made the biggest difference between previous weight losses of mine and this one. And just as an aside, this picture was taken in April. Here's another picture wearing the same dress in October at the TOSA Schaumburg, which is my business association's annual gala. And frankly, I feel a little bit better even yet about how it looks there compared to back in April.